The Rockefeller family's commitment to the United Nations did not end with this exceptional gift. It continues to the present day, and it is personified by David Rockefeller, whom we honor for his dedication to democratic principle, for his dedication to development, and for his dedication to international peace.
It's the year 1870. The son of William A. Rockefeller, John Rockefeller, established Standard Oil along with his brother Henry Flagler, James Bostwick, Samuel Andrews, and Stephen Harkness. The company concentrates on refining rather than drilling and used railroads to transport it across the United States. With the growing importance of kerosene and gasoline, his wealth soars, and John Rockefeller becomes the richest man in modern history. He dies in 1937. By the time his son, John Rockefeller Jr., joins the family business, Standard Oil is dissolved and distributed across 34 different companies. During the Great Depression, he founds Rockefeller Center and naturally becomes one of the largest real estate holders in New York. He also owns 1% of what's known as the Rockefeller Bank until as late as the 60s, by which time his son David Rockefeller had become the president of. David Rockefeller will continue his ancestors' philanthropist efforts, help the world in various ways, and peacefully die in his sleep from congestive heart failure at the age of 101 on March 20, 1970. The Clinton family and the Bush family will pay tribute to David Rockefeller, and the third generation of the Rockefeller dynasty will come to an end. This was told briefly the life of David Rockefeller. Or so we were told. The Rockefellers weren't really nice people, much less philanthropists. David's great-grandfather William A. Rockefeller raped one of the workers in the family household, Anne Vanderbilt. John Rockefeller had ordered the massacre of over 20 miners and their wives and children because of a long industrial unrest. William A. Rockefeller famously said, "I trade my boys every chance I get. I want to make them sharp. I trade with the boys and skin them, and I just beat them every time I can. I want to make them sharp." The Rockefeller family was never exactly normal, and this abnormality will be prominent in David's childhood. His entire life, he and his siblings were surrounded by wealth. They had servants and maids, ready to attend to their every need throughout their childhood. Every morning they would walk to school, closely followed by a car in case they got tired. And in 1949, David completed his PhD at the University of Chicago, the school his grandfather had founded. It was also no surprise that when he enlisted in the military, David was quickly promoted to captain and assigned to military intelligence. As he relates in his own memoirs, "I had a good war. I had been confused and apprehensive at the first, but soon learned to adapt and then how to use my newly acquired skill effectively for the benefit of my country." World War II had left tens of millions dead, Europe a smoldering pile of rubble, and much of the world in disarray. But it had taught David Rockefeller about networking, so it was a good war.
It takes a holy life. It takes motions. It takes dedication. It takes dedication. It takes a death. And only God can allow it. And you couldn't do it if you're not the seed of God. And so the path and the great corridors, these are corridors unto his perfection, that is, which the prophet, the Urim and Thummim, has penetrated, that through this great sea of blackness
After the war was over, David and his brothers started working to secure a permanent world capital in New York City.
The future of this country and the lives of our children and our children's children are interwoven with the success of the United Nations. In it lies the hope of the people of the world. My father considers it a privilege to have had a part in the development of its permanent home. I'm glad to hand you, Mr. Lee, my father's check.
Thank you, Mr. Rockefeller.
While his brothers were trying to secure globalization through the United Nations, David was trying to secure it through banking. He presented his efforts as a reaction to the business world, but it's impossible to separate the actions of his bank chase from his globalistic ideology. David also used various organizations to pursue his political and economic goals. When he needed to open Latin America for chase, he opened Council of the Americas. When he wanted to shape the reconstruction of Europe after World War II, he used the Marshall Plan. When he needed to do the same in Japan, he used Japan Society his brother had founded. But not all of these organizations were as open to the public. Some of them were so secretive that their very existence was denied for decades. One of these organizations was the Bilderberg Group, founded in 1954. The organization would bring together the world's richest and most powerful people every year.
You may wonder why I have asked you to come here. I have in mind a completely frank and open exchange of views, and this is ensured to you, and it is essential for our success. There is no verbatim quotation of anybody, and there is no press, so you are quite free to let yourselves go, if I may say so.
The group's discussions gave birth to the European Army, the Euro, the 1973 oil crisis, and the invasion of Iraq. You may have noticed that we purposefully try to avoid saying things like David Rockefeller is a bad man. It's because these are very huge concepts, and unfortunately this documentary won't give you a satisfying answer either. But we can tell you David Rockefeller's intentions and ideas. On one of his memoirs, David says, "Some even believe we are part of a secret cabal working against the best interests of the United States, characterizing my family and me as internationals of conspiring with others around the world to build a more integrated global political and economic structure, one world. If you will, if that's the charge, I stand guilty and I'm proud of it." It's hard to talk about a man who had such high goals and shaped the modern world to such an extent. We can't definitively say that he was a bad man. We can't definitively say that Rockefellers ruled the world, or there's some kind of puppet master beneath the shadows. In the end, it's all up to you to decide.